Hey guys, I hope all is well. Welcome back to the Truth Talk podcast. I'm back here with Taco.
Hey everyone.
In today's episode, we're going to be talking about two topics. We're going to be talking about one of Bad Bunny's new music videos, and we're also going to be talking about Kanye West deceiving his fans. Let's get right into it. The first topic we're getting into is the Bad Bunny music video. Bad Bunny is currently the highest streaming artist in the world, outselling every artist in every genre, making him one of the most influential men in music. So it's not surprising that every chance Bad Bunny gets, he shows the world who he truly serves. Like I said before, Bad Bunny became the biggest artist in the world by taking the Masonic oath. He has made it clear with the imagery in his videos who he truly serves. It is no coincidence that the artist who is crowned the biggest artist in the world can be seen in a music video chained to demons, showing who's in control of him. Bad Bunny pushes every agenda needed for the New World Order. We have seen Bad Bunny cross-dressing like a woman or kissing his backup dancers for his audience of all ages. He is pushing the satanic agenda mixed with the woke agenda that is corrupting the minds of the masses. The world is being purposely divided, using these influencers and politicians to manipulate the masses. All we have to do is pay close attention, and these celebrities will always reveal the truth themselves. This is exactly what I found in Bad Bunny's recent music video that surprisingly features a cameo by Lil Uzi Vert. In this Bad Bunny video, we can find some strange imagery that seems to point to the end times. Recently, we have been seeing this imagery coming from artists like Beyonce and Kendrick Lamar. In this new Bad Bunny video, we can also see imagery of Bad Bunny selling his soul. The music video starts with Bad Bunny walking in the desert. They show him remove a scarf from his face that has a checkerboard pattern on it, pointing to the Masonic checkerboard floor. This opening scene on its own is very telling, as we will see by the end of this video. It's important to note that desert areas are often used by many occultists to perform their rituals. It is documented that Aleister Crowley would actually go to the desert to perform many of his rituals. I believe this is due to the absence of life in deserts. We then see Bad Bunny make his way to his vehicle as he starts to drive straight through the desert. While he is driving, they cut to a woman dressed in white wearing angel wings and also a black and a white horse running. This woman with the angel wings is an obvious reference to the fallen angel Lucifer, while the horses are a reference to the four horsemen of the apocalypse, but we'll be getting into that more in a bit. Bad Bunny then makes it to a tree that's in the middle of the desert. He climbs the tree as we once again see the woman dressed in all white wearing the angel wings. This scene is very revealing, and it points to Bad Bunny selling his soul to have the world. This scene is meant to represent the fall of mankind, when the serpent managed to convince Eve to eat the fruit from the tree. Bad Bunny is showing that he chose to disobey God and eat from the fruit by dabbling in the occult. The fact that they show the fallen angel by the tree lets you know it's a direct reference to the tree of the forbidden knowledge. The video then focuses on the fallen angel as the scene switches back to Bad Bunny, with lights flickering as he is surrounded by roosters. We then see a group appear out of nowhere, doing a sex ritual near a giant fire in the middle of the desert. We see Bad Bunny surrounded by women, while they show a woman who is Bad Bunny's counterpart in the video surrounded by men. This is referring to Adam and Eve again, which is the theme for this video. It's interesting that right after they showed Bad Bunny by the Tree of Knowledge, it then proceeded to show the fall of humanity. They then show a scene of Bad Bunny on flames, showing the world that he chose to eat the fruit and is now a burning soul. We then see the video flash back from two horses, a red horse and a white horse. They then show another horse, which happens to be a black horse. Openly, this scene is representing the four horsemen of the apocalypse. It's obvious the imagery is referring to the end times. The white horse is the Antichrist, the red horse is war, the pale horse is death, and the black horse is famine. All horses are shown except for the pale horse, but they do show two white horses, which one can represent the pale horse. I believe they're letting us know we're about to witness the Great Reset. All of this is strange imagery, and it shows what they're preparing us for. In my opinion, it all ties back to the scarf Bad Bunny was wearing when they showed the checkerboard pattern. The pattern represents duality, and in this case, the duality they were referring to was the beginning and the end. The beginning, when they showed Bad Bunny choose to eat the fruit and start the world of sin, and then the ending, when the apocalypse began and the four horsemen appeared to the world. It's obvious what this video is pointing to, the end. If we take a look around in our world, this is exactly what we see. Taco, what do you think about this end times imagery?
The end time imagery is definitely there. You can't hide it. I mean, we can all call things a coincidence, but when there's too many coincidences at once, it's no longer a coincidence, it's blatant. And the message they're trying to tell us, it's clear. The fact that there's 4 horsemen in the middle of the desert, the fact that he has the checkerboard pattern on that scarf at the very beginning, and he's standing on top of like a cliff. It looks like he has 2 paths in front of him, and he's trying to choose one of the 2. As you watch the video and it progresses, you can kind of see which path he takes, because he goes on to have these party what looks to be these like sex rituals, and there's a fire burning, and then all these random images that flash throughout the screen. Like, I think at some point we see like little Uzi pop up and all these things at once. You see the horses throughout the whole video as if they're running towards an ultimate goal. And as the video progresses, you kind of see how Bad Bunny and all the other characters kind of get there, feels like, you know?
It's interesting that you mentioned Lil Uzi Vert, because that's an important fact right there, as Lil Uzi Vert is another big artist who always references his alliance to the devil, how he sold his soul. And here we have Bad Bunny, the biggest artist in the world, who seemingly seems to have zero connection to Lil Uzi Vert. You know, throw Lil Uzi Vert in the video, use Lil Uzi Vert's beat for the song, and then also incorporates him into the whole entire, music video. And that's a big look for Lil Uzi, because like we already mentioned, Bad Bunny is the biggest artist in the entire world right now. And then when you think about the imagery that Lil Uzi Vert put out about a few days ago, you see exactly what Lil Uzi Vert is about. And it's the same thing that Bad Bunny is about. Did you see that picture of Lil Uzi Vert with the upside down cross on his forehead? With the inverted cross on his forehead, looking demonic again?
I haven't seen that picture, but I've seen the one where I've seen a bunch with him, especially the one where he has, like, it looks like a tattoo of an upside down cross on his tongue that he seems to rock proudly.
Yeah, it's obvious that he has love for Satan, and he continuously shows this to us routinely. It's not surprising that he's in this satanic video where they're referencing Adam and Eve and the fall of mankind, and they're showing how Bad Bunny chose this path to follow Lucifer and to be a self-worshipper. This is what this imagery is showing us. But it also points back to the end time apocalypse, which is interesting to me because we've been seeing this same imagery like with Beyonce. Beyonce, throughout her career, has shown imagery of the 4 horsemen. She has pictures with each horse. And recently, about a year ago, if I'm not mistaken, it was floating all over the internet. They connected all 4 pictures of her with the horsemen, and the last one she posted was with the red horse. And it all symbolizes the times that we're in. Just think about this. If you take a look around, think about what we're arguing about nowadays. Think about what's in motion nowadays, like the whole thing we just saw with Target and them choosing a Satanist to make their Pride collection, or everything else like the after-school satanic programs that are going on, and all these things that are happening right in front of our faces, the problems that we have overseas, the natural disasters that are going on. It all seems to point to something that is coming.
We're living in a really, really weird time right now. It feels like anytime you read the news, anytime you look at something, it's negative these days. I hate to say it. Unfortunately, if you look at the news, you look at the major events occurring in our world today, like you said, the natural disasters, you look at politics, you look at the economies of major countries and all the things that are happening. They all seem to point towards one major catalyst that's up and coming. And I hope it's not true, but it feels that way,
And also, even to think, with Bad Bunny now, you see how big Bad Bunny is. It's interesting to see he's now with Kendall Jenner. I'm not sure if you heard about that, but you've been seeing them both together all around. And we know the Kardashians are one of the biggest Masonic families out there now. To see them together, it's like another power couple, The same thing with Beyonce and Jay-Z. It's interesting to see them, how they put these celebrities together, because like I said earlier, Lil Uzi and Bad Bunny just doesn't really sound like it would happen. Same thing when you think about Bad Bunny and Kendall Jenner. Those are just 2 people that you wouldn't expect. But it's obviously an industry move, and it just shows these are the people that are really controlling these artists. The artists don't have control of themselves. The record labels are controlling them like puppets,
Talking about Bad Bunny, everything he does seems to have some kind of agenda behind it. Some of the characters he portrays, even like in wrestling, and the upcoming movie that he stars in as El Muerto, which that's in Spanish, translates to death, pretty much, the death in English. That's the character that he's going to play from a comic book. So you kind of start to see a reoccurring theme with him.
Yeah, that's actually very interesting. I didn't even realize that. But yeah, he's all in the WWE, and I've already proved several times the WWE is nothing but Masonic programming. And now he's in Marvel, playing an Aztec zombie. It's crazy how many opportunities they give Bad Bunny, but he's the golden child, He's the big one. He's the one that they chose to represent the generation. And if you look at him, it explains why, because he represents exactly what the agenda needs right now. And that's why I believe they push him so hard. They tell him get an address, he gets an address. They tell him kiss a dude, he kisses a dude. They chain him to demons, he does whatever he is told, and he does it happily. So I believe that's why he's in a position he's in. But let's move on now. The next thing I wanted to talk about is Kanye West deceiving his fans. It was recently reported a week ago or so that Adidas would resume business with Kanye West to an extent. They said that due to the fact that they lost hundreds of millions of dollars, they were going to get back in business with Kanye in order to sell the remainder of the Yeezy sneakers. This surprised many, as they believed Kanye was done for sure and was going to be shunned by the industry for exposing everything. But ever since 2023 started, it appears Kanye West no longer cares about exposing the truth and has avoided the spotlight and controversy. It also appears that he has been behind the scenes mending his connections to continue to make his billions. The reason I wanted to talk about this was because it's sad that Kanye West was able to deceive so many people. So many people got behind Kanye as they thought he was fighting for the truth and was exposing Hollywood for God. Kanye wasn't fighting for a greater cause. He was fighting for money and to fund his over-luxurious lifestyle. He sadly used his fans and leveraged them against Adidas and whoever he had a problem with. Hollywood figured that they would just cancel Kanye and label him a threat. The thing is, Kanye truly has his fans manipulated and they would follow him until the end. Everything Kanye did was for himself and not for the good of the people. The exposing he did was to convince the fans that he is on their side in order to weaponize them against the enemy. Same reason why he pretends he is a Christian while actually being a self-worshipper who took the Masonic oath. Sadly, the love his fans have for him has sadly made him blind. Now, what do you think about this, Taco, when you see that Kanye got back in business with Adidas? You know, in my opinion, it appeared that Kanye was done. So when I saw this, it just showed me that we were being lied to, you know?
I think his job isn't done yet. We talk about some celebrities being under MK Ultra, and we also mentioned, I think I mentioned in one of our videos before, where maybe it felt like it was wearing off on him, and that's why he was having these breakdowns publicly and doing all these things that some might call crazy. I feel like they got him back in order. His handlers doing their job and getting him back where they want him to be, and he's playing his role again, you know? And in return, he's getting the rewards that he was promised from the very beginning. He's getting his money back, and it seems like he's getting even more money now. You know what I mean?
I've seen a lot of people think that, and I at one point as well was thinking that maybe it was MK Ultra, maybe Kanye West was able to start breaking out of the trance that he was in and was able to start thinking for himself. But the thing is, when it comes to Kanye, he's a master level deceiver, you know? He deceives so well. And I feel that this all goes back to his master plan. And it's a plan that's been in motion not for 1 year, 2 years, but for several years. I think since the beginning of his career. Because even when he presented himself with this Jesus walk, and, you know, it was like he was about the people. And like even early on, there was that one time on TV where he said George Bush doesn't care about black people. He made it clear that he was against the system and he was, you know, this unstoppable rapper that can say and do whatever he wants. And I feel like that's what he was growing that image for this very moment. You know, I don't think the Masons plan things for 1 year. I think they're planning things for tens of 20 years in advance. And Kanye has been building this image for himself for a while as I'm going to rebel, I'm going to do this. And in a way, his whole I'm a Christian now and making Christian music, that was him preparing for this moment where this year was going to come, where he was going to, I believe, stand up against the people who are in control of him and try to prove himself as he's a leader now. Like he's one of them that's calling the shots. I feel that the MK Ultra could be a possibility for sure. But honestly, I just think that Kanye West used his fans. He saw his fans as an opportunity to weaponize them and use them against Adidas. He used them against anybody that wasn't going to give him what he wanted.
Yeah, in a way I can see that. But at the same time, the way that he was acting out, the way that he was coming at the industry, the way he was threatening to name drop people and expose so many things, it felt like he actually broke out of the programming for a minute, you know? That's kind of what I was seeing as I was watching him unravel. And now he seems like the perfect obedient little soldier. He's staying in line, staying quiet for the most part. He's not dropping anyone's names or saying that this person does this or that person runs this. He's just doing his thing.
My problem with that was that even when Kanye was exposing things, he didn't expose anything that we really didn't know. We know that in the industry, celebrities have to make sacrifices, whether willingly or not. We know that there's certain people that run the industry, but the thing is, Kanye West really didn't say any names. He didn't mention the people that he was pictured with before, the people who really run the industry. He didn't expose Lear Cohen or Lucien Grange, the two people that are closer to the top. Because not even those are the people on top of the pyramid. Those are still the soldiers that we see that we can know their names. The people who truly run things, we're not going to know their names. We just know that they have the money. The money traces back to them. Those are the ones that are truly in power. But those aren't the names that are famous to us. And it's done like that for a reason. Now, don't get me wrong. There is a possibility that Kanye West could have broke out of his MK Ultra. And that's what I felt at the beginning. Because he was saying a lot of revealing things that most people wouldn't expect to come out of his mouth. But then when you start to pay attention to his moves and see how he's still moving within the industry and he's still surrounded by those in the industry, it felt like it was just a control thing, you know? Like it felt like it was just a way of Kanye getting what he wanted and deceiving his fans to get what he wanted. And when he got what he wanted, he got back to being quiet, sat back down and said nothing, after that, which is what I believe Kanye has been good at. He goes crazy, says what he wants to say. Everyone forgets, he comes back and does it again.
It's crazy too, because like recently in the headlines, Kim Kardashian talking about her rise to fame and what she did for that fame, and then pointing out that she believes that Kanye West acting out will affect their children way worse in the future than what she did. And then reading people's reactions on social media, you kind of get the sense that fans were rallying behind Kanye West and kind of going against Kim Kardashian.
Yeah, that's exactly my point. Kanye can do a million times wrong. He can, do whatever he wants. And at the end of the day, people are going to still take his back because he is a manipulator. He's managed to convince people that he's all for good and he makes great music and he means good. But in reality, Kanye is a puppet like the rest of them. He's been showing us that since the very beginning. And this Adidas situation just proves that very thing. You think that if any other artist that wasn't at the level of Kanye West, that wasn't as important to them as Kanye West, will go on that rebellious tirade and expose everybody within the industry and then be giving a second chance? Adidas literally dropped a $70 million lawsuit that they had on Kanye West. They dropped the lawsuit. They're easing in the relationship back. They're not going to immediately report that, Adidas and Kanye are good again, but they're saying that because they lost so much money that they have to do this and they're going to donate some of the money to, to help mend what Kanye did. But in reality, what this means is that they're going to get back in business with Kanye. They're going to eventually re-sign Kanye and probably give Kanye what he wanted to begin with. And Kanye got exactly what he wanted from the entire situation. The sad thing is that the fans, he used the fans to get what he wanted. Whether you say it was MK Ultra or not, the sad part is that he convinced his fans to go on this war with him. And then the moment he got what he wanted from the war, he abandoned his fan. He acted like he wasn't even a part of that war no more. It kind of left a lot of people feeling like he abandoned that very movement that he was waving his flag for. So, it just shows that everything Kanye does is for an alternative purpose. He is not doing it for what he claims he is doing it. And it's just like Lucifer. Lucifer would come up to you and present himself and offer himself to you in a way that would be beneficial for you. But in reality, he's just planning on a way to get back at God. For the fans that are going to comment under this video that Kanye West is truly against the agenda, what is he doing now that's against the agenda? You think it's that easy for him to say all this against the agenda and then go right back to the industry like nothing ever happened? It was all a facade. But like I've said 100 times on this channel, we have to make sure we pay attention to those we're giving our attention to. We have to make sure that we know who's influencing us and what they're influencing us to do. Like I always say, we must remember that every day we wake up, our souls are at stake. And we also must remember to help those who can't see the truth find the truth. Well, that's it for this podcast. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
Take care, guys.
I just want to give a special shout out to the Truth Movement members. I truly appreciate every single one of you. If you'd like to further support the channel, join the Truth Movement, or you can join me on Patreon where I drop exclusive videos monthly. The link would be in the description. Another way you can further support the channel is by checking out the Truth Fit store and seeing if you find anything you like. Every purchase you make goes directly to helping the channel and furthering Truth Records. Also, please leave a comment on your thoughts below and on any future topics you would like to see me cover on my channel. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe and hit the bell so you can be notified when I drop new videos. If you like this video, please leave a like as it helps other people find these videos. You can also find me on TikTok and Instagram and follow me there for more truth. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.